Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Building with BdoubleO, your boy. Here we are. Today's the day. We're doing great. Here we are. Yeah! I made a big mistake not long ago. I'm collecting a lot of leaves today. Very thee well. Ooh, good. Made a big mistake in thinking, oh, we'll collect a lot of leaves. Let's just spam the mess out of this guy with the shears. Whoops. That's not a bright idea because I don't think you get nearly as many saplings if you shear them. Oh, dang it. That was a dark oak leaf. Oh, no. Sapling? Oh, boy. So I didn't get any saplings from any of that shearing. I think there's still a chance of a sapling drop if you shear, but I think it's lessened? Question mark. I don't know for sure. But, yeah. Not fun at all. I basically didn't get any saplings from that one, and I'm down to 4 saplings. I mean, I have more out in the world, so it's okay, but yikes. I have more, so I can get them somewhere, but I really would like to have it be self-sustaining so I don't have to leave and travel and go get more dark oak saplings all the time. Too bad. There's something on the Minecraft Reddit right now talking about why are jungle saplings so rare. Is there a reason for that? Why does it have to be that way? I would make the same argument for oak. Why? What is the reasoning? Oh, good. We got enough for at least another tree and probably more. There's a lot of leaves up there, so hopefully we can make a little profit. Yes, very good. But I've done a bunch of work today. Today's been a good day. This is something you can do now, by the way. If you keep jumping, the break stays on the leaf. It's a nice little addition. My throat. Stop. Okay, but today's gonna be a good, fun day. Before I get into too much, no, I am going to get into too much, and then we'll start talking about something a little bit on the fun side. But as you can see, this is going to be a very valuable resource. This is the secondary texture that we're including along with our spruce. So we're going to need tons of these logs. Okay? Spruce planks, you get 4 for every log. These logs is 1 to 1. Obviously. You're using a log, you get a log. Oh, good, man. We're going to have probably enough for another tree. Achievement get. That's great news. So I'm kind of upping the ante with this farm. I've had some humongous trees grow, and they were just a pain in the butt. So I think this will do the trick as far as taking care of that problem. I think I might have even been able to do it one higher, but this should work. These ones on the ends might not grow, but that's okay. Collected a bunch of snow. I relocated my snow chest over here so I can just spam the mess out of it and throw everything in. We're good. Food is good. Everything is good. But I've done a lot of work on the front of our castle, and I think it's looking really cool, really nice. There are some things that I'm still kind of questioning myself whether we're going to keep them, whether it's a good idea or not. But here's the general layout and idea. So, remember last episode, we had this roof coming all the way to the ground. It's a cool idea, and I think we'll implement it in some houses, and maybe it'll work somewhere on this castle, but it wasn't working here. Instead, I removed the blocks this high, the roof, and put little stables. If travelers come through and they come on horseback, they can just park their horses right here. This is visitor stables, and come out and enter into the castle. So, this is kind of how the front of it's working out, and I think it looks pretty darn good. I've added some more shape into the top of this roof, and it's coming right along. Snow. So I had to do some research as far as implementing snow into this roof because the roof looked cool. And having these little snow layers here and there is nice, but I wanted it to be a little more chunky. I wanted to see more snow, make it look like more of a, like it's been pounded. Phone going off. And so I did some research looking at, you know, I used to be a general contractor, so I was up on snowy roofs all the time. Here's kind of a general idea. You can look at a rooftop. And the spots where there is no snow, if let's say you're walking down a neighborhood, right? You're going through a neighborhood, driving through a neighborhood. You look at all the houses; they're all snow covered, all the roofs. But then there's a house where there's no snow on the roof. If that's your house, you have an insulation problem in your attic, and all the heat is escaping up through your ceiling, out your roof, melting the snow. Okay? If there are certain areas where there's no snow on your roof and it's on everybody else's roof, you have a lack of insulation in that area. And what tends to happen then is the snow kind of melts and it all collects down near the bottom. We're talking medieval times here, and there's not going to be any sort of like major insulation. These places are just heated, and the heat just escapes through the roofs. So it's going to melt. You're not going to see much snow along the top, but it's going to collect up on the bottom. And I think that's kind of why, that's the physics behind why I did it like I did it. So hopefully, if you didn't like it visually at first, now that you understand the story behind it, you like it a little better. This was a suggestion somebody made a while ago, and I'm still sitting on it and thinking about it. But this is cyan glass panes. We haven't done anything. We haven't edited, and I don't think I ever will edit the cyan glass pane, because I think cyan glass is a great color for modern type builds. And if that's ever something, I'm also thinking about my patrons. They're using, the people on the Patreon server, they're using this resource pack, or a 1.8 version of it. And if they want to build modern, I want to leave certain glass types for that. And I think cyan is a good one to keep. By the way, if you are interested in becoming a patron or join the Patreon server, there's a link for that in the description. The way Patreon works, you get whitelisted at the first of the month. So if you pledge after March 1st, you have to wait until April 1st. So if you're thinking about doing it and you want to do it, you can go check that out. And you should be whitelisted fairly soon, March 1st. But anyway, this is how we're looking. And I think it looks really good. We got stables here. I've got little openings in the roof right there to where people can look out. Areas where people can look out there as well. Having these shutters on here is really important so they can close those windows off. And then I put this is acacia wood, and I put an acacia wood door here. And I think it's good. It's a nice contrast. It works out well for the rest of the place. And I think I'll use acacia wood more because it's nice. It works here. It looks cold. So majority of the building browns, that'll work. But then in certain areas, this is a great color. These buttons down the middle, kind of trying to signify the middle being there. This is the middle of the gate, but a lot of big, huge gates have doors in them. I think, is this going to work? They have doors in them. Smaller doors that you can walk through. But check this out. Take a listen. Yeah! Iron doors have a new sound. We haven't really messed with iron doors in a while, so that's pretty cool. Uh-oh, I don't have the buttons on this side yet. Oh boy. Oh no. Heavens to Betsy. Okay. I need to change that item. The item. I always can't find this because I'm looking for black and it's white. The entity color texture. But that's how that's looking. And I think the entrance to this place is really great. It looks really cool. Lots of detail in it. And it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me go take a sleep real quick, okay? But what we're going to do today now is we're going to work on some custom pine trees or some custom fir trees. I think that's going to be very essential for this area. I think sparseness with the trees will be good. I think it's very good. But some custom ones here and there could be very beneficial as well. Here and there. I don't like these. You know I don't like these. In most all cases, I like to do some sort of custom tree if I can. Look at that floating tree, speaking of custom. Beautiful. So, let's grab... this is good. This is good. Very good. Let's just do this. We'll probably end up using all of those. We'll get some of this as well. And maybe we just go dark oak? No. No. We're going to go with spruce wood. We're going to go with spruce wood for this, the base of this thing. Not the base, but for the trunk and whatnot. That's the game plan. So, here's the deal. Last episode that I uploaded on the main channel here. Oh, wow. Did you see what I just pulled off? Wow, I just floated like a maniac. How did I do that? Wow. It was like a double jump. How did I do that? Oh my gosh, I can't replicate it. That was really freaky though. Boy, it sure cost me a lot of hunger right there. Let's just do one right over here. I think this will be a little bit out of the way, and it'll be good for our first practice one. And this is not going to be good, but I think it's going to be a great time to kind of talk on camera about some stuff. So last episode I uploaded on the main channel was Crewcraft. And in that Crewcraft episode, I addressed a question that gets asked a lot, and I'm not going to dig into it too much here. But a lot of people ask me, hey, B-dubs, what's a great, or how, I'm just starting out my YouTube channel. What do I do to, what's your advice? What's your advice for starting out a YouTube channel? And first of all, I'm no expert. I've found some success on YouTube. I've been blessed enough with that. But by no means am I an expert on that stuff. I like that. That's pretty good. Pretty good, actually. I'm no expert when it comes to this. But I obviously have managed to gain a million subscribers, over 1 million subscribers throughout my career. So, you know, I've done something right along the lines. But basically, what I said in that episode is you have to work harder than anybody. Think about all the people. Like, YouTube is just extremely saturated with people. And you have to work harder than all of those people. There are millions and millions of people uploading videos to YouTube. And there's going to be even more. There are so many kids coming up, young kids, that they don't want to be a fireman. They don't want to be a policeman. They want to be a YouTuber. And that's like the dream job for a lot of kids. So what I said was really harsh, and that's why I'm addressing it here. I'm not trying to repeat things. I need to clarify why it was so harsh. What I said is you have just as good a chance at becoming a popular big YouTuber as you would becoming a famous musician and getting your songs on the radio and stuff like that. And I compared it to like being you know, what is it? Like a sports athlete, some sort of athlete, professional athlete or whatnot. Your chances of that are just as high. Now, obviously, people have restrictions, height restrictions, physical restrictions, and whatnot. But all that's kind of taken away in the YouTube world. But I discouraged a lot of people. The comments were filled with things like this. There were two types of comments. The comments were either, so you're saying I should never do YouTube? or somebody saying like, well, I guess I'm giving up on that dream then. Because I was harsh. I was basic. I mean, go back and watch it. You'll see. I was pretty harsh. And then there was another group of people that were saying, and I've got so many emails and messages from people saying, yeah, that's okay. Listen, this is just the rough draft, okay? I'm just getting a base down here. So many messages from people saying, that was one of the most inspiring talks I've heard in a long time. You have lit a fire under me. And that's what I was trying to do. Okay? Here's the deal. Okay? People think this is easy. People think BdoubleO plays video games for a living. What an easy life. They don't know that I go most nights sleeping about 3 to 4, 5 hours at best, because I'm working nonstop. And you have to, in this YouTube game, especially with how saturated it is now, you have to work nonstop, and you got to work harder than anybody else. And even still, somebody else is still working harder than you. And you're going to miss your shot, and people are going to do better than you, and all this stuff. So I was very happy to see that a lot of people were just discouraged. As sad as that sounds, it's like, I also made the comparison, and I really need to reiterate this, it's the perfect comparison. It's like climbing Mount Everest. If somebody just said, yeah, there's Mount Everest, go ahead, go climb it. You're here, you might as well do it. You're going to go up there and you're going to freaking die because you're not prepared, you haven't trained, you don't have somebody with you, helping you, teaching you how to do it. But if somebody says, if you climb the top of that mountain, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your entire life, then you can say, okay, do I really want to do this? And if I do want to do this, I need to prepare, and I need to gear up, and I need to be ready for the fight of my freaking life. And that's the way it is with YouTube. If you want to be a YouTuber, I'm telling you, kids and ladies and gentlemen, adults alike, if you want to be a YouTuber, prepare for the freaking fight of your life. There are so many people that go out every single day and they say, I'm going to buy a computer. You are not unique. The fact that you think, oh, I want to make Let's Plays, guess what? Everybody wants to make a freaking Let's Play. Aha! I know it sucks. It's not great news to hear, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that's just the reality of it. So hopefully that clears it up, okay? Yes, I meant to discourage you, but not in a mean way. I wasn't trying to be like, okay, get rid of all the competition. I'm trying to prepare people. Because I don't want you missing real life opportunities if you feel like, yeah, that's something I can't actually do. So anyway, goodbye. Okay, so I spent some time, built a couple of trees, a couple of them. And here's the first one we were working on. It's all right. It's a leaner, right? So at the bottom of the trunk, I have to the trunk was straight and it was looking weird. So I kind of had to make the trunk lean to make it look like it's all kind of leaning in that direction. And it's okay. It's a little thick for my taste, so I'm not loving it. I then went over here and made this guy. Just very sparse, because these trees tend to be like this. I have to do some research as to why, but I've got a little bit of a forest in my backyard. Very small, but there's trees back there. And the pine trees tend to not have branches or, not leaves, but what are they called? Needles on the bottom. I think that's because it's so dense that the sun doesn't get through there, and the sun only shines on the top. So maybe that doesn't make sense, but if we're in an area like this, maybe the sun isn't shining a whole lot. So maybe these aren't like super lush trees. Is lush a gross word to say? I'm sorry. I did one over there as well, right here. And this one is a little more, it's a little different than that one. It's a little more leafy, a little more needly. Because I added some branches, you can't really see them, but I added a little branch out there, a little branch out here, a couple of nub type branches here and there. Let's go to sleep. It's going to kill our snow, our toggle downfall, but that's okay. I did want to do this to kind of just give us a little bit more of a feel, a little more immersive feel out here. It's also kind of doing, oh, so loud. It's also kind of serving a purpose unintentionally, that it's kind of snowing on top of the leaves too, which should give us a nice look. This is almost full grown as well, so that's good. There you see it, okay? B-Dub's the big fat cheater toggling the downfall. Hey, zombie? Hi. You're dead. So yeah, I like these. I don't really like this one as much. And we're gonna split ways on this, I'm sure. Dude, don't mess with the beast. It's okay, like this is good, and I think I'll do trees like this. I think I still need to perfect this type of design, but this, it's so easy, and I think it turns out very nicely. Hello! Why aren't you burning? Huh? Easy kill. But here's the concept, okay? And I did it better over here on this one, but I think I can show it better here. So, you take your trunk up as tall as you want it, right? Getting the top of the tree to look a little bit pointy is necessary. And I did that by extending the top one. I could have even extended it more. It was like 3, right? And then you put 1 on each side of that lower block. Now, to kind of build it out more, there's this corner. So let's just for example, let's go here, okay? Boop. And we go here, 1, 2, 3. Then you'd go here, 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 and here. Okay, that's fine. I've gotten some misplaced blocks, which is actually kind of nice. So that kind of gives that shape. But then you would go like this and get it in this corner spot. That corner spot is pretty valuable. It's something that kind of gets ignored sometimes, but it helps just add some more meat to it without making it too bulky, as you can see. So I like that. I think that works out nice. Man, it's not even a bad little tree right there. But I would do that, and basically I would go down. It helped. I did some dirt scaffolding from time to time, and I would just go along one side of the log, and I would go 1, 2, leave a space, 1, leave a space, 1, leave a couple of spaces, and make it more sparse as I went down. I would leave more gaps and place fewer leaves as I went down. And then I would do that on this side, but do it different than that side. And then do that for all 4 sides. Then I'd go in the corners, this corner right here, and I would do the same thing, but I would do it very sparse. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's kind of the idea behind these very sparse pine trees, which honestly, in my opinion, are more realistic looking than even these. This looks very realistic. It's just immersing me in this crazy atmosphere, and I like it. I don't know if I like this. I think that this dark oak actually blends very well with what we've got going on. The dark oak slab, it blends very well with the spruce log. And you can get away with something like this. You could probably even get away with some fences in there as well if you wanted to get crazy. But I think it's not a bad look. I didn't even think about this, but I wonder if anybody would want to do something like that from time to time. Very rarely, but a little icicle hanging, maybe. Possible. I did eat all my apples. Yes, I did. Okay. Went through another round of apples. All right. But I wanted to come over here. I grabbed some ice blocks with my silk touch pick. Let's get that off the bar, though. And I wanted to just try... Hey, spider. Yeah. Didn't even touch me. Didn't even touch me. Get out of here. Get out of here. So, what does that look like? Oh. Oh. Oh, hello. I think I like it. I think I like that from time to time. That's not hurting anybody's business, is it? Feels good. What about just like a random ice block? That's a little crazy. That's a little crazy. I don't know if I necessarily like that. I think it has to be attached to the snow. Let's build up here and check this spot out right up here. This looks like a good spot for some ice right there. That's cool. Like it. Over there, maybe we leave it. We could pop one right here. Climb this little snow pile. Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Boom. Nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. That definitely adds to it. It's just another texture in there. The more textures you can add, and I even believe that it might be a good idea to come in and like there. I mean, you can see through that, so that's not great. You would probably want to put snow behind that, I think. No, sir. There. And that's fine. You know, if some snow kind of pokes through the roof, that's okay. Ooh, that's a new sound as well. Yeah, so that's not bad, right? It's not bad. We get some snow layers on top of that, and it could be okay. Although, I don't know if snow layers... Yeah, they don't go on top of ice. You can't place them on top of ice. Packed ice, maybe. Which I don't think you can craft packed ice. I don't think you can. Let's try... Oh, yes, I have my silk touch. And one more for the road. Thank you, sir. And crafting obincho. Let's see if we can make it. Can't. I think you used to be able to. Maybe that was in a mod pack or something. But anyway, that's where we're sitting. I think it's pretty good. I think we got a good little design going. I'm happy about that tree situation. I think it's good. We're on a good road there. But all this is good. Like I said, what I said earlier, if it discourages you, good. Don't do it. If it encourages you and motivates you, then you got the right frame of mind, okay? And that goes for anything, not just YouTube, but for the full talk on that, you can go to the Crewcraft episode I uploaded yesterday. But there we go. We got a good thing going. It's running pretty nicely, I think, don't you? But anyway, we're going to call it there for today. All right, thank you guys again for all your support on this series. Got new live videos up on the live channel. So if you want to see that, you go check it out, all right? Love you guys to death, and we'll see you all in the next episode.